Nike has a new ad campaign starring a non-binary furry gamer. And they're about 2 years, 3 years too late for something like this to go over well. We are well past the Bud Light controversy, and I feel like this just feels, you know, behind the times. It feels like they didn't put this through enough checks behind the scenes before approving it. This is an ad campaign starring a famous esports athlete. I don't know if I would call them an athlete, but they're trying to put forward that narrative that esports is a real sport.
It requires ridiculous reaction time and skills. I understand the concern about the title, but I'm going to go ahead and call them athletes.
It's like calling chess a sport. Like, I don't know if I'm with you on that. But anyway,
I feel the fact that I'm so dumb I can't criticize any level of chess. So.
The furry in question is named Dominique McLean and goes by the username Sonic Fox. And he wears this furry costume regularly on stream. This is his avatar on all social media, him in this furry costume. I don't know what the fursona is, if that's like is that a fox or is it a dog or what's really going on there?
I mean, well, if his name is Sonic Fox, it's a fox.
Yeah, so Dominique McLean is an esports gamer who is 27 years old. He's won hundreds of thousands of dollars in video game competitions throughout his career. And he is one of the video gamers that is being featured in this new ad campaign for Nike that is designed by Martine Rose. It's a collaboration between this designer and the brand. Sonic Fox has the starring role in their campaign called Gaming Division. And I want to show this promo video that they published for the ad campaign starring a bunch of different esports celebrities. They have Martine Rose and Sonic Fox showed at the very beginning.
Playing, or are we just gonna like push through it here?
We can just show some stills here.
Yeah.
That is Sonic Fox, but he's wearing prosthetic makeup.
Yeah.
Obviously, he doesn't look like that in real life. And they have a bunch of other people I've never heard of because I'm not really plugged into this whole like scene. But yeah, I don't understand why they would make this decision in 2025. It doesn't make sense for where we're at culturally. And you can also see this other photo of Dominique McLean with the furry helmet on, opening his shirt, and he's written on his torso the phrase trans rights. So that's cool. And I went and found his account, and his bio says black, non-binary, furry, queer, don't test me, you'll lose. Pronouns he, they. I've heard that you can only call him he if you're close to him. Everyone else has to say they, them.
That's actually the most infuriating part. As somebody who people call me out all the time on this show, because I'll be like, okay, sure, whatever. But like the second you actually put some type of like rule book in place for different ones, you've lost any normal person who isn't going to debase themselves for your pleasure. Not going to happen.
And one of these, thank you.
Thank you.
So, Libs of TikTok, of course, posted about this, and it got a lot of attention. That's how I found out about it.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Sonic Fox then responded to Libs of TikTok in a quote tweet and ratioed Libs of TikTok, saying, OMG, I got my first 100K likes, and that was dunking on a bigot. How thematic. You guys are all wonderful. Thank you so much for the support. Got a shit ton of followers, so hell yeah, can't be mad. And I also found another post from Sonic Fox back in 2019 coming out as non-binary, saying, hey y'all, I've been thinking critically about myself these last couple months and my entire life perspective on how I look. The more I reflect on my past and likes, the more this makes sense to me. With that being said, I'm coming out as a non-binary man. A non-binary man.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. And he continued, I've always found myself enjoying things that were typically considered not masculine. And I've always thought of myself as 50% masculine, 50% feminine. But I always felt ridiculed and made fun of for liking more feminine things. This in turn made me almost never go clothes shopping. The men's clothes section just never appealed to me. I felt almost nothing there really matched me. Strangely enough, I always enjoyed the masculine look of my facial hair, but never the attire. For the last 8 years, have only settled for hoodie and jeans, and that's it. But when I look at myself in the mirror and visualizing the ideal me, I keep seeing myself with this androgynous appearance. I was too nervous and shy to try feminine clothing, but I feel I'm ready to conquer this shyness and start trying out new clothes and stuff that really feels like me, you know? I love the monochrome look and have always had a fascination with cardigans, shawls, and long black leather gloves, and even makeup. I'm gonna try on jewelry, piercings, etc., the whole 9 yards. I want to completely overhaul how I generally present myself to the world and have this new attire that I think feels right to really express the true me. I'm finna get some drip. I'll be shopping very soon and may end up looking hella different than I usually do at tournaments, so stay tuned for that. Don't worry, the mustache is staying. Ooh woo! I get to finally explore, and this just feels like a huge sigh of relief. Thank you for your support, everyone. And in time, I could see myself dropping he, him pronouns. I cannot tell if I am gender fluid or not, but I feel identifying as a cis man just isn't too right. I definitely know I don't feel like a woman either, but something in between, like he, they spectrum, I feel fits me most. Hell, even when I called myself gay for simplicity purposes, something always felt off about that as well. I'll probably still continue to say I'm gay, but in hindsight, I think I am probably pansexual, not sure yet. Sexuality and gender is confusing sometimes. But with that being said, I hope y'all accept me for me, regardless of how I appear. That is all I could ever ask for. That was back in 2019 when people still gave a shit about any of this. But all of that is to say, like, I'm a dude who, like, wants to wear skirts. All of that to say that your gender identity comes down to, like, the stores that you want to shop at.
Yeah, it's...
no one cares. Literally no one cares.
I mean, clearly people do care. That's the
problem. They did care back then, but nobody cares now. And that's why I feel like this Nike campaign is so out of touch, because nobody cares about this stuff.
I guess that level of self-obsession is...
I know, like...
crazy to me.
That was a whole essay.
Like...
about your clothes and jewelry.
I tend to be somebody who thinks, like, already, maybe because I'm more of an introverted person, I'd like to think that I'm not narcissistic or self-obsessed, right? I care about others. I think that's important. But I do wonder how much you lose in life by thinking about yourself that much, about those aspects of your life. Whereas back in the day, you know, tomboys existed and you just dressed the way that you felt and it didn't change anything else and it didn't require labels. This is a very, very like 2019 discussion. It's not even worth retreading in a lot of ways. I'm not going to provide you guys any insight or something that's going to sound super clever. I find this level of obsession with your own physical appearance, you know, outward physical appearance kind of alienating. It doesn't make any sense to me. Well,
apparently he discovered his fursona before he ever became famous or before he ever identified as non-binary. He claimed in an interview that he discovered his fursona at age 10 and now dresses up as this blue and white anthropomorphic fox with blue and white ears. He didn't start wearing his fursona suit until the age of 16, but he says, I was a furry before I started playing games. So that's cool. Another layer of representation there for the furry community. Again, this is what happens when you're too accepting.
I look at this and say, like, the fact that he is a professional, I guess, athlete, it's a little bit different because it goes into the branding and the marketing. Like, it would actually be weirder if he wasn't exceptional at something.
Well, this press release really tries to convince you that gamers are athletes. It says skill over status, individuality over conformity, expression over everything. It's with this spirit that Nike and Martine Rose are unveiling the latest product of their long-standing partnership, a vibrant collection of apparel, footwear, and accessories that celebrate esports and the gaming community. This collection taps into the democracy of gaming, a space where, and this is loaded language, a space where anyone can compete, connect, and belong, reflecting the possibilities of what sport can be and who it can represent.
Well, that's just a bunch of word salad. What you should have said, it represents the meritocracy, where people who all look different from different walks of lives, some with fursonas and some without, can become the best in their field through pure skill and hard work.
I'm sorry, there's just no way you're going to convince me that video games are sports. They're not sports. If it doesn't require physical prowess, I don't think it's a sport.
It absolutely does. Hand-eye coordination and time. Yes, it does.
Okay, you could say that about literally anything, though.
I'm going to go ahead and say that it is a sport.
Could you say that a professional crocheter is an athlete because it requires hand-eye coordination?
If it required them to complete it in a specific amount of time, but yeah, sure, why not?
That's some bullshit. That you could say hand-eye coordination is involved in literally so many activities that are not sports.
It's an activity that has a set of rules in which you go and compete against, and the person who has developed the best skills in that thing have won. It's not like chess, which is purely physical or purely mental, because unless we're talking about the ability to move a piece, but to actually, use your controller and do it well, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
And you think chess is a sport as well for the same reason? Really? Oh, now we have some pensive
the Olympic
thought going on.
I understand that the hot taker would be like, oh, it's not a sport. Like I don't know. I couldn't beat any of them in gaming, so
that doesn't mean that it's not a sport. Just because something isn't a sport doesn't mean it's easy.
Okay, so they're saying competition, not sport. So it's a semantic argument between everybody.
I don't think it's semantic. I mean, well, really, semantic arguments are about meaning. Words need to mean things.
So this is a complete aside, but I do want to bring this up, and I never had a chance to put it in there, and we'll get to that 20 a second. So I don't even remember what the tweet was, but like a couple of weeks ago, I put out some tweet, and some guy who disagreed with it was like, you know how me and you are always like nothing ever changes, but it's, what did we start with? It was like, it's not nothing ever changes,
or it's not nothing ever happens.
No, it's nothing ever changes. He says, well, I think people who say nothing ever happens, that saying nothing ever happens is stupid. And I said, well, it's not nothing ever happens, it's nothing ever changes, and it's kind of a commentary on the fact that no matter how much things happen, nothing ever seems to change in society. He goes, you must be taking semantic arguments from Ian. I'm like, you literally brought up the semantics. What do you want me to do? You made it literally an argument about semantics.
Okay, but we live in a time where words don't have static definitions anymore. And that's why semantic arguments, in my opinion, still should matter. We do need to ascertain the meaning of the words we use in the English language. We have a 20 from Pop Culture Junkie. Regarding the Nike campaign, my flopometer, TM, is starting to twitch. Yeah, definitely seems like a bad move for the brand. It also bears a mention here, just because I thought it was appropriate. At TwitchCon in San Diego, this was just last month, they had a gaming tournament for women for the Milk Cup. This was their 2025 LAN championship at TwitchCon. And a trans-identifying male won the grand prize, which included $78,000 in competition with a woman, an actual woman. So
they're saying chess equals game, not a sport. I love it. This is I will not lose sleep.
It's literally in the term video game. It's a game.
Yeah,
it's not a sport.
All right, but you are right. This does feel 2019-ish, 2020-ish in its marketing.
What was it that we heard about one battle after another? It has a liberal mustiness.
Yeah, the mustiness of a movie for 2020.
It's musty.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.